Cool, let's go. Stacey, thank you for coming in.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Pleasure. So, for those listening, just tell us a little bit about sort of what your background is, what your message is, why you're here.
Beautiful. Well, if we want to get all scientific, I am a degree qualified naturopath nutritionist, but I'm all about hormones and helping people to understand their hormones so they can live the best life, essentially.
Hormone, and is hormone something that you identified as like something that people neglect, or something that's like the root of all problems?
You know what? I love that you said that, because I'm going to pull you up on it right there. I mean, hormones are the most misunderstood element of health there is, and that's one thing I'm really trying to change the culture around and really educate people on.
So what makes you say that? Like, why are they misunderstood? Because when I think of hormones, I think of the traditional male version of what hormones are, is the reason that my missus is crabby or pissed off. I wouldn't, if you said I have hormones, I'd be like, probably not. Like, I don't have them.
Yep. And same goes, PMS, all that sort of stuff. Yep. But we've fallen into this culture where we blame our hormones for everything. Oh, I'm in a bad mood, I'm going to lash out at my husband. It's my hormones' fault. And it's like, you know what? That's a cop-out.
Yep.
At the end of the day, our hormones are just chemical messengers. So they're responding to your environment, your thoughts, the foods you're eating, everything you're doing in your day, every single minute. So if you're producing a certain amount of a hormone or not enough of a hormone, it's not about going, oh, that hormone's bad, I need to fix that hormone. It's going, well, let's step back and go, what's going on in the body? Why is that hormone out of whack? Why is it low? Why is it high? Why are you producing it that time of the day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it varies so much, like you can't.
Absolutely.
In what ways?
So, I mean, obviously we have certain amounts of hormones that we need to stimulate certain actions within the body, for women in particular, certain times of the month, men to do with, growth and motivation and all that sort of stuff with the testosterone. But they're always letting your body know that something needs to change or to trigger an action within the body.
Yeah.
To keep your body in a state of physiological balance. So homeostasis, for example, keeps us alive. Even though your environment's changing all day, every day, the temperature, your breath rate must stay the same. Your heart rate must stay in a healthy range. Your blood pH level must stay in a healthy range.
Yep.
So your hormones are basically just working their guts out all day, every day to keep you healthy, even though you're sort of trashing yourself from the outside potentially. You sit there and drink 6 coffees in a day, your body's got to clean that mess up. And it's the hormones.
Are you directing that? It feels very accusational.
I don't know. It was just the first thing that came to me.
Okay, carry on.
But I'm good at reading energy, so let's just go with that. That's what I mean by environment. It's the things we're putting in our body, on our body, our thoughts we're thinking even. So that'll change our physiological state, as in like a blood pH, all those things I just mentioned.
Yep.
So the hormones have got to send signals to all the different glands and organs to go, oi, calm down, stay in this range, let's keep us alive. So then we go, oh, hold on, I'm having a hot flush, I'm going to blame my hormones, my stupid hormones are out of whack. I'm like, well, no, you're having the hot flush so that we can actually bring down your cortisol and change the temperature of your body so that we can keep you alive.
Right.
So we've gotten to this point where we're shooting the messenger and we're going, oh, my stupid body's failing me, it's giving me a hot flash. It's like, well, no, the hot flash occurred so that something could change in your body to keep you healthy.
That's pretty indicative of the whole health system though, isn't it? Like shooting the messenger, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. And that's this whole thing that I'm really passionate about, holistic health. So, we've definitely fallen into this trap of let's treat the symptoms. Humans are impatient, let's be honest. We want the discomfort, the symptom gone as soon as possible. Fair enough. It can be annoying having headaches or whatever it is we've got going on. But if we're not listening to the body and why that's occurred in the first place, you're going to be chasing your tail. That your body's going to keep letting you know. Your body communicates with you through pain and discomfort.
Yep. I always think that when you talk about that, I think of that analogy of someone who's running and they have a stone in their shoe.
Yeah.
And they take a painkiller to stop the pain from the stone.
Oh, I love that.
Instead of stopping, taking the shoe off, take the stone out, and then continuing on.
Yeah.
And then you end up like that.
And it's stupid when you think of it like that, right? It's stupid, but yet we do it all day, every day. Because we're all in a rush. We're all got stuff to do. We've got to-do lists, these things. So we've become very reliant on quick fixes. But quick fixes will get you in trouble down the track.
Yeah.
We have cancer rates that are continuing to climb year in, year out, yet how much money and funding goes into cancer research.
Yeah.
And we're still further than ever from a cure than ever before.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of a misfit going on.
Yes. And almost like you can almost back engineer it, can't you?
Yeah.
And then if you pump the money into the back engineering and actually go into the root cause.
Yeah, prevention versus cure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and that's very much the...
But prevention takes more work, makes more time, and it makes us more accountable for what we're actually doing to our body and actually tuning in and listening to the body. And most people don't want to do that.
Yeah. I'd
rather blame it on someone else or just take a pill and get on with my day.
See, I look at it from my point of view with things like that. Like I don't do much research. Like I know a little bit about a lot, but not a lot about...
Yeah, but that's okay. So you can get by with that.
Yes. You know what I'm trying to say. So I sort of look at things from the outside in, and with the holistic health or with things that sort of look after you, it seems like there was that stigma we spoke about a few weeks ago to Trevor Hendy was on. He's a real holistic approach to a lot of stuff.
Yeah, awesome.
And I said like it's almost like not as taboo anymore to be taking that approach.
Yeah.
But there's still plenty of people that are considering it taboo.
Yeah.
I looked at it very much from an outsider looking in by going, oh, well, if that person's saying that, you know, maybe there's something in it, and I'll go, oh, then maybe there's something to that. Oh, but I'm going to go back to the traditional way because that's tried and true.
Yeah.
And that's what I've always grown up with, and because basically nobody knew any different.
Yeah.
You just had to go that way around it. But since living with a person, my wife Nat, she's very much love. Exactly. She's very much involved in that, you know, in that lifestyle. She's like, no, that's this.
You've been dragged into it.
I dragged into it, and I'm thankful for it because I see a lot more now, and I look on there, and I even get like when I'm at the supermarket or when I'm at places, I'm like, well, I wonder what that cause of that is, and even the way people behave. You know, when they're stressed or they're inflamed or anything like that, I think, oh, you know, maybe you could do with it. I'm certainly not a preacher because I don't even follow my own rules.
Yeah.
But the judgment's there, you know, where you look and you go, right, well, I think that can change.
Yeah.
I can change here, I can change there.
Yeah.
And it's getting more and more known. And even with like fitness professionals, they're always posting things about like, I'm eating this now, eating that now, so people follow that, and that might not necessarily be what's right for them.
Yeah.
So it's hard to
But you know, that's the beauty of things like social media.
Yeah.
We have access to so much more information. And, you know, I'm totally okay with Dr. Google. I know it cops a lot of rap, but people actually have the ability to start researching more and finding out more about their body and starting to link pieces together, and that's a good thing. We are starting to take more responsibility for our health, definitely. The consciousness of the planet is raising. There are more people starting to ask more questions and starting to question, you know, the status quo, and that's causing waves, and for a good reason. Yeah,
well, and then people like you who are on that wave, you know, you're very much sought after, aren't you? Because it's only getting more popular.
Well, look, in my industry as a naturopath, unfortunately, and not so much anymore, but especially, you know, 12 years ago when I started out, you were people's last resort. They'd been down the medical road, the drugs worked in the beginning but then maybe stopped, or they never worked in the beginning, or there was no diagnosis for what was going on for them. So then it's sort of like, okay, we'll go see a hippie naturopath as our last resort. And we just can change people's perspective of their body because we don't treat symptoms. We're treating the body. And everyone's body works the same whether you're male or female. And, you know, it doesn't matter what race you are, what colour skin you are, your body's physiological function is the same. So if we just go, well, what does that organ need to be healthier? How do we restore balance? The body can heal itself, and that's a pretty profound thing that we've forgotten. The body is self-healing.
That's what it's designed to do, isn't it? Heal itself.
Yeah.
When you get a patient, do you find people... I often think quite a bit about this, and they go one of two ways. They've got a profound unveiling where they go, wow, I didn't realise that was my root cause, or do they go, well, there's no way that you've said that my eating habits affects this?
Yeah, no, most people, by the time they've got to you, they're at least Googled what a naturopath is, so they know they're in for a bit of a kick up the butt, so to speak, in regards to their lifestyle. So, yeah, no, people are pretty open. And you know what? When people are desperate, that's when people are most willing to make the change right.
Yeah.
You know, when they're at that, they've hit rock bottom and they can't actually physically go on with their life, feeling so crap, so tired, so worn out, so disconnected from their body.
So what's the most common thing you see people doing wrong? Most common, like go back to at its core.
Yeah, wow. I was going to say people do a lot of things wrong. You're putting me on the spot here.
I do a lot of things wrong, you know.
Hey, I do a lot of things wrong. It's all about balance, right?
Yes, that's right.
It's all about, you know, having fun, living large, but taking responsibility and cleaning up the mess afterwards.
Yep.
That's my philosophy. So, look, not listening to your body, and that's such a broad thing to say, but there are lots of amazing diets out there, right? We know there's science to prove that the keto is great, that the paleo diet's great, that the vegan diet's great, and we could prove scientifically that they're all valid and really good, but then so which one's the best?
Yeah, that's right. That's what I find myself in, where I'm like, which one's best for me?
Exactly. That's it. You hit the nail on the head there, because it's what works for you, and what works for you will be different to the next person based on so many different varying factors: genetics, your lifestyle, your fitness level, your digestive function, your immune system, like so many different things. And only you can really work that out. Yeah. You've got to test. You've got to actually, when you're putting food in your mouth, then observe over the next 24 hours, how did that affect my body? Do I feel better, or did it make me feel crap?
Yep.
And most people just don't. We're just stuck in our routine, day-to-day, mindless eating, essentially.
Yeah.
Or too busy trying to look like that other person and follow what they're doing. But whether it's good for you or not, we get that disconnection.
Because everybody's different, isn't it? Like your blood types, the way you digest, like you said, digestive systems and everything like that.
Yeah, stress levels is a big one.
Oh, yeah.
Varies from, who hasn't got stress in this day and age? But some people are better at coping with stress. Some people are rubbish at it, and that can have a profound effect on their health. So they're going to need to eat a diet that is really nourishing and grounding for their adrenal system.
Yep.
They can't really go on a really high protein, low fat, low carb diet, because it's just not sustaining enough for someone who's essentially internally running a marathon every day and under high stress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because your adrenals, I know you speak a lot about that, like fixing those, make sure I get it in the air too. Absolutely. About those too. So about the adrenals. So what's involved in that? Like what's some core things you can, start with something like that? Because that's something probably people don't even really know about.
Absolutely.
I certainly had never really heard of it.
Absolutely. And this is why I preach a lot about the adrenals, because I think if your adrenals are out of whack, it doesn't matter whether you've got issues with your weight or your periods or headaches or migraines or whatever. If you don't first fix the adrenals, whatever healing protocol you put yourself on, it'll only work so much.
Yeah.
Because when our adrenals are stressed, we're in this fight and flight mode. So our body essentially goes into a defensive mode. It's basically just trying to keep you alive, keep you protected. And so it's on that back the whole time. And unless we calm them down, no priority is going to healing. Their priority is going to just staying alive, essentially.
Yeah.
So it's thinking, all my vital organs, are they getting the nutrition they need? Are they getting the right hormones they need? Are they getting, are they living so they can thrive?
Yep.
And so if you're stressed and all these things are out of balance, this is why reproductive organs are the first things to shut down, because you're in a fight and flight. Your body's thinking about staying alive. It's not thinking about making babies.
Yeah.
It's the last thing it wants to do. So this is where we see.
Is that why overweight people struggle to have kids?
Yeah,
struggle
absolutely.
to get pregnant.
Big part of it, because their body's almost deliberately gone, not for you. Sorry.
Yeah,
you can't. Like
that's a big problem, isn't it? Like they struggle to get pregnant.
Yep. And so then with those adrenals, we're producing much higher amounts of cortisol, and different adrenalines, which are inflammatory on the body. And we need those hormones for those times of stress where we need to protect ourselves from danger, run really fast, think on our feet, that whole thing. But the problem is, most of us, a huge percentage of the population, are in that fight and flight mode at a low grade level all day, every day.
Yeah.
And that's taking that vitality away from our vital organs, and it's just wearing our bodies thin.
So you're just running on 30%.
Well, you're running on coffee. if that's your thing.
Thank you. Yeah. Thanks for bringing that back up.
No worries. I got you. I'll keep you accountable.
Yeah. I didn't have one on the way here.
Yeah. Good boy. Look, no, coffee's not even the enemy, right?
Yeah.
Like, coffee's fine. Everything in moderation. But if you're having 6 coffees a day in order just to get you through the day, you're like flogging a dead horse.
Yeah.
And this is what I teach people: have your coffee because you enjoy it, not because you need it. And that's a big difference. Then, have things like cold pressed juice to flood your body with nutrition and antioxidants to give you that real energy.
Yep.
Restoring the adrenals, I always talk about the 3 hours to recovery: rest, relaxation, and restoring.
Yep.
So most of us either rest, but don't truly rest because our mind's still ticking over about our to-do list, what we're going to do next week, or what you forgot to do, or we're totally distracting ourselves on social media, so the mind's still going. Or then there's the whole phenomenon of people laying there on the couch but the whole time going, oh, I'm so bad, I shouldn't be doing this, I should get up, I've got so much to do, and then actually really allowing themselves that space to rest because they're feeling guilty.
Yep.
So that's kind of like a wasted rest. Yeah, physically your body's stopped, but you're still in that fight and flight mode if you haven't shut down the mind.
And so is that where meditation comes in?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And even just, mindfulness. Meditation, I fought meditation for many, many years because I was too busy for meditation, and I didn't know how to shut the mind down, you know. I was like, so my form of meditation for many years was just walking on the beach and just consciously choosing to not think about what I was going to do on the weekend or what, you know, like that sort of thing. It's just stopping and being present with yourself and only you 5 minutes at a time. Like, it's amazing how restorative just stopping and letting go of everything in the external and everyone else is just going within. That will restore the body so much more.
So like a 5 minute walk along the beach, leave your phone in the car. Yeah. Just walk.
It just, or if sitting in nature for 5 minutes, disconnected from everything else. Like, it doesn't, it's whatever works for you. But like a lot of people have that story, I don't know how to meditate. It's a practice. You got to practice it, right? But it's one of those things that it's just a matter of, and we don't actually even still the mind. Like, you're still going to have those thoughts coming, but it's not buying into them and going off on a tangent and following them. It's observing them as they float through and then letting them go and just coming back to the breath.
Ooh. There's a lot to take. See, that's why people think it's like, oh, now I've got to meditate. Now I've got to drink cold pressed juices.
And it becomes a chore, right? And so we don't do it. Because we've already got too many other things to do.
Yeah. It's that switching off that I think is a big thing with it. Like we were saying with the adrenals, like I struggle with, like I'll sit down and but I'm like, well, I can't forget that because I've just, something will pop into my mind. I'm like, well, I can't forget that and I cannot afford to forget that. Yeah. And then quick get a pen, write down. I was like, well, this is not what I'm here for. Yeah. So it's I know they have those apps that you can do now where they sort of, you can put on like music or something like that, and it sort of teaches you how to do it. Yeah. And I guess that's a good place to start.
There's an app for everything this day and age. Like, we have so much opportunity to be healthy and look after our body, and it's not about being a complete ball breaker and have to be super, super strict. It's living life in balance. You know, I love having a wine and all these sorts of things. You know, you live in balance, but you can still take care of yourself responsibly.
So back to your adrenals, this intrigues me, these adrenals.
Yep, let's get onto them.
Because adrenal fatigue is the only term I've really heard. Yep. And when I thought of that, I think of it, I'd compare it to something like chronic fatigue syndrome, you know, where people used to have that, which you never hear of that much anymore. Where'd that go? I used to hear people always get chronic fatigue.
Yeah, I feel like adrenal fatigue is just the new buzzword.
Okay, so is it the new chronic fatigue syndrome?
Well, look, when you're looking at adrenal fatigue, it sort of comes in stages, right?
Yep.
So your first stage, I look at adrenal activation. You've been in stress for a little while, so your adrenals are in that fight and mode. So, you know, think of them like two little soldiers in your body. They're on guard. They're on alert the whole time, just monitoring your internal environment to make sure that you're not going to die, essentially. Sounds dramatic, but it's, you know.
Yep, that's what they're there for.
Yeah, if we stop blood flow to the brain or the heart for enough because our blood's got too thick and sticky, it's game over. So they're on all those sorts of things, those basic functions we need to stay alive.
Yep.
So when we're in activation for a certain amount of time and then you don't have the nutritional resources to maintain them working overtime, they burn out.
Yep.
So we move into stage 2 adrenal dysfunction, and that's when you start to get more symptoms. You're starting to feel your energy levels are going to go down. You might start to get, you know, more cranky and irritable. Your tolerance goes out the window. Your coping mechanisms go out the window. You start getting more coughs and colds and flus. When you're in stage 1, you're in that fight and flight. Your body's going hell for leather. You don't get sick ever. And there's a lot of people out there who think, oh, I'm really healthy, I never get sick. It's like, oh, you just wait. It's going to catch up.
So phase 1, stage 1, phase 1, which one? Stage phase?
Yeah.
That's not a good stage to be in, is that what you're saying?
None of them are, essentially.
Okay, none of them. All right, okay. Just so I'm clear. Cause now,
Yep. So when we're in stage 1, like, your body's on its game and it's producing heaps more stress chemicals, but it's also recruiting the immune system to work overtime as well.
Okay.
And that's why people don't get sick. But you can't stay in stage 1 adrenal activation for very long. Eventually you will burn out.
Is that why people get sick when they stop?
Yeah.
So I have that sometimes on holidays if I'm just going hard. Because usually you go hard before the holidays because you've got to get stuff done before you leave. Yep. And first day in, you're like, oh, I just feel...
Yes, exactly. Because the adrenals are like, thank freaking God you stopped. I'm having a rest.
You let us swear.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
All right. It's our routine. You can swear. It's fine. So that is the common... That's a common sort of...
Really common.
Byproduct of stage 1 of adrenal fatigue.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, and the only way to get out of both of them is to nourish your body with good nutrition, to build yourself back up, to rest, essentially. And I mean, I'm a herbalist, so throw in some good herbs there, which is great there. You've got, you know, your Romania, licorice, rhodiola. There's heaps of them, Siberian ginseng, and you can drink those herbal teas. You can take them, you know, anywhere. So there's things you can do, but if you don't catch yourself in stage 2, that's stage 3. That's essentially chronic fatigue syndrome. Stage 3.
Wow. Okay, so stage 2. So back to stage 1.
Stage 2, your body's going to start screaming at you.
Okay.
You're going to get symptoms.
Yep.
And that's your body saying, oi, slow the fuck down.
Yep.
Like, listen to me. I can't keep up. Can we, start eating a little bit better? Can you start just looking after yourself? Can you start setting some boundaries and saying no to a few social events, work deadlines, whatever it is?
Yep.
You would keep ignoring your body. That's when your body just is like, I've got nothing left.
Yep.
I've got nothing to give you.
Yep. Because I have some of those days I feel like I'll come home at 3 o'clock and I have to go to bed.
Yeah.
I say to my wife, I'm like,
but that's
I got to go. I've just got to go. I can't
and I
even
love
function.
that because you know what? We've become a society that would condemn that and go, you're a bad person, you're lazy, you're not doing this, you're not doing that.
Yeah, she tells me off. She doesn't. She's like, go, if you have to go, go. I'm like, but I just can't, like, it's almost like my body's gone. Yeah. Like, I just can't, like, and we've got nothing for you.
That's a classic example of you listening and honouring your body.
Yeah.
And we all need to do that more. But because we're all go-getters, right, and we're all comparing ourselves to everyone else and trying to strive and be better and meet our monthly goals and targets, we push ourselves. But then, of course, in the long run, your productivity is worse because you end up getting sick for a whole 10 days, 7 days, whereas you could have had a 1 hour nap once a week, it's...
I heard a guy say, he was talking about a similar subject. Don't quote me on who it was or when it was, but I remember hearing it. It's always stuck with me. If you can do a 14-hour day, right, of work, he is better to do an 11-hour day and do 3 hours of exercise, and he gets more done in that 11-hour day after the 3 hours of exercise than he does in the 14-hour day without exercise.
Yeah, right.
Just out of productivity because you've exercised, you've given the good endorphins. Makes sense. It does make sense.
Exercise is great.
Yeah.
And exercise is I talk a lot about exercise in adrenal fatigue because quite often people will get into that stage too. They start to put on the weight.
Yep.
Because everything's slowing down because your adrenals can't maintain that productivity. So we start to pack on the weight and then people go, oh my God. And so they go, I'm going to hit the gym even harder and I'm going to train flat out. But you're already you need to restore them before you can flog yourself.
Yeah.
So restorative exercise in that stage.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe weights if it's, but the key is after an exercise session, you want to feel great still. You need those endorphins pumping. You want to be pumped for life. If you're like dragging yourself around or need to have a nap after your exercise session, you've potentially gone too hard, too much high intensity.
Yep.
You can't do that unless you're nourishing your adrenals nutritionally, herbally to support them, or you'll burn them out even quicker and progress into stage 3 even quicker.
Okay, so just so we cover stage 1, because I think this is really
awesome.
beneficial for like lots of people. Heaps of people I know like work privately, socially. So phase 1 is you're just going hard, and I know a lot of guys that are like that, guys and girls. So
if you're in stage 1, you're going to be the sort of person that's always on the go. You don't sit still as much. You're really busy. You may be starting to get even a little bit of insomnia because your mind's ticking over all the time. Your energy is generally pretty good, or you'll have lows during the day, but then you get that second wind and you've got plenty of energy.
I know so many people like that. That are just like this.
Yeah, and we kind of pride ourselves being super busy and super productive, and and I only need 6 hours of sleep a night, and it's like, oh, do you? It may catch up on you. So that's stage 1, and usually that's when you potentially will lose weight. If you're stressed, right?
Yeah.
But once you pass that threshold where you've just worn yourself you've got no reserves left, that's when stress starts to put on weight. And until you get
what's your body doing then?
It's basically saving everything for the winter, for the famine, because your body's going to crisis mode. Like, well, we're under attack. I don't know when it's coming in. Our nutritional resources are gone.
Everything's all over the show.
So your body's like, well, let's just store everything in case we don't know when our next meal's coming in, essentially. Which, in this day and age, we have an abundance of food. We're very lucky, but that's kind of that caveman era, where we're famining. So, so your body stores, and until you nourish yourself, like your body will deliberately not lose weight. Won't choose fat as an energy source, and you'll start craving sugars and carbohydrates because your body's like, I need a quick hit. And so you have all these people well-meaning, going, I need to lose weight, I want to be on a diet, I'm going to eat really well this week, and then within 24 hours they're breaking their diet and then hating on themselves because they said they weren't going to have that chocolate bar, but they did anyway. But you can't. It's
really personal, Stacey.
The body.
It's getting at me.
The body. Wow. Kind of has a mind of its own now.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Like, exactly. It's not your fault, man. I feel you.
Friggin' adrenals. I just.
Exactly. You're misbehaving.
I know.
So your body's basically saying, we're going to die if we don't eat that chocolate bar.
Yep.
I know that sounds dramatic, but your body's like, okay, survival, I need a quick hit of carbs, sugar. Sugar's like glucose is what fuels our brain. And it's an easy form of fuel to burn. So our muscles can utilize it easily. So it wants the quick, easy thing because it's stuffed, right? It's tired. So it just, then people just get so messed up emotionally because they're like, I want to lose weight. You know, I'm exercising, but I'm more tired. I don't have the exercise. And they start beating themselves out and then they just get themselves like completely emotional breakdowns.
It's a roller coaster. And a snowball effect. It just keeps getting worse and worse.
And you just dig yourself into this deeper, deeper hole. And then you start hating yourself. You hate yourself physically. Then it's just this snowball effect.
Yep.
All you got to do is...
Do you see this so much? Like people just...
most common thing I work with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because obviously I work with a lot of women. So, and, you know, you hear it 100 times over, you know, and they'll say, I eat so well, but I can't lose weight. And I look at their diet and you know what? They do. And they don't even eat much. And you're like, I'm like, oh, I'd be pissed off if I was eating like that and not losing weight, man. That's like dedication.
Yeah.
And then once we just put them on adrenal herbs, change their lifestyle around a little bit so that they're resting more and just shuffling their schedule essentially.
Yep.
Within a couple of weeks, they start to shift the weight. And I'm their best friend then.
Yeah, I bet. Perfect. Yeah. So then we go into stage 2. So that's stage 1, phase 1.
Yeah.
Am I saying it right? What's better? You tell me what stage or phase.
I could roll with either.
Okay, we're going with stage because that's what seems to come out.
Yep.
Stage 2 is when it sort of starts to
That's when your body
manifest itself in the way you look and physically.
Yeah. So your body's going to start screaming at you louder. So you're going to get more pain and discomfort.
Yep.
Skin breakouts is a big one. A lot of women get that. A lot of men get that, especially if your hormones are out of whack because your reproductive hormones go out of whack because you're stressed. Because like I said, your body starts zero prioritization towards the testosterone and estrogen production because it's like I need all my resources just to keep producing more cortisol.
Yep.
So that's when we get those classic manifestations of hormone symptoms. So for women, you know, your PMS, your crankiness, weight gain, changes to their menstrual cycle, you know, acne outbreaks, all the, you know, headaches, those kinds of things. In men, a lot more irritability, and even depression becomes a big thing in men at this stage because we're not producing enough testosterone all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So we get the man boobs happening, we get the weakness, lack of motivation, lack of sex drive is a big one as well in that stage 2. And then of course, and that's, you know, speak for men, like when all this starts to go, like, and like it just is again that snowball effect.
Big time,
and it's like you're in a hole. It's like, how do I start? Oh, I've got to go to the gym. I feel shit about my body. I want to go to the gym. We go to the gym and we're comparing ourselves to all the other people and going, I feel like shit. I don't want to be here.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just becomes hard.
Yeah, it's just and then it becomes a straw that breaks the camel's back, isn't it? When
and then it's easy to stay home and hide indoors and watch Netflix.
Yeah, very easy.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think that it can be that snowball effect that people can just get caught in this negative trap of just this goes wrong, then this goes wrong. It just and then because how do you dig yourself out of it? Then you go, well, I'm going to start. You know, it's almost the same way you got into it. It's the same way you need to get back out of it.
Absolutely.
Like just by little, often, and little, let it snowball back out.
Yep,
Is
absolutely.
That right?
Yep, absolutely. But you know, at that point, you just want to call on some herbal nutritional support for your adrenals. Like that can change your mood and emotion tenfold just because your body's all of a sudden can breathe again. Yeah. Your adrenals will go, yes, we've got a second lease of life, so to speak.
Yep.
Because they affect, obviously, these stress chemicals have a role and effect on our neurotransmitters as well. And so sometimes we need to just change our thoughts before we can actually then have the motivation to get into the gym or to even make better health choices. Yeah. So it's just, that's definitely the first key. You know, it breaks my heart when I see someone, because I hate dieting, it's like the worst. Yep. So it breaks my heart when I see someone busting their ass, dieting, eating crap, portion control, boring, bland food, and they're not getting the results.
Broccoli and chicken. Broccoli and chicken, yeah.
Absolutely, like how boring.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's enough to send you crazy, right? Yep. I have like just full admiration for people who do that on a regular basis.
Yep. But that must suck though to look at them and go, this, if you change one thing, just come to me, talk to me for a little minute, I'll put you in the right track.
Absolutely.
I can see how you develop a passion for it.
Oh, it's the best when you see people like, because they just like because I mean, anyone who's had a weight problem knows how disheartening it is. Yep. You know, you don't feel good about yourself. And so when we can make that shift and then actually start to see some results and results quickly, but not just physical results, it's feeling better about yourself. And then that momentum builds and then you feel more confident and you've got more. Being healthy is addictive.
Oh, yeah.
So once you make those first couple of changes and you get your head around those, and then it's like, oh, what else can I do? Yeah. What else can make me feel better and better again? Yeah. Yeah, because we don't know how bad we feel until we start to feel a little bit better.
Well, that's like when we see super overweight people. Yeah. And I'm standing there with my wife Nat, and she's like, "How do they not feel like that? That must be so difficult. Well, it didn't start like that.
Yeah.
And it didn't just happen.
That's it.
They didn't go from that to double that.
Yeah.
It was a slow process. So
Absolutely.
it's not like you don't even, they probably look at themselves and think, they definitely look at themselves and don't like how it is.
Yeah, but then it's just we
but
avoid
it's just
looking at
happened.
ourselves.
Yeah, it's just happened.
And all of those things we chatted about, their morale goes down, their confidence goes down, even their energy and ability to drag themselves off the couch becomes difficult. And then they're getting sick all the time. So, it just becomes
and then they can't. Yeah, they actually can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so sad. Okay, so we got stage 2.
Yep.
Well, now I'm stuffing it up. Stage 2
yep.
is all those with the symptoms, and then we go into stage 3.
Yeah. So stage 3 is like you're really quite sick by this point. You're dragging yourself around if frequent infections, quite often viral infections, and that's when we start to get autoimmune conditions kicking in as well.
Yep.
Yeah. So you've really, if you don't catch yourself in stage 2, of course you can reverse yourself from stage 3, absolutely, but it's going to take work. It's not going to be 2-week course on herbs. Yeah. We're looking at 6 to 12 months restoration.
Shit,
it's big.
Yeah.
So you've got to listen to your body. Like, that's my main message. Listen to your body, and your body speaks through pain and discomfort. So if you've got a headache, or you start getting acne, don't go suppress it with a pill. Go, what needs to change in my lifestyle so I stop getting headaches? Do I need more water? Do I need more exercise? Do I need to change my diet? Do I need to just have more downtime? It's a process of elimination.
So that's like, I'll be thinking, if I was listening to this, I'd be going, yeah, that's easy for you to say because you know what I'm meant to do.
Absolutely.
Okay, so if I had a headache, I wouldn't think, well, I would. I'd probably I like to think I'd be
Google
like, okay,
more.
I need water.
Google.
I need water. Yeah, so Google, you say,
absolutely.
What could be causing this? And then you look at it and go, well, it's most
obviously
likely
you're going to go straight to brain cancer if you Google it.
100%, yeah.
But you know what? You've got to be real about it. You've got a headache. Google what causes of headaches. Dehydration will be the first thing that will come up.
Yeah.
And then Google. I mean, I know I'm a therapist. People pay to come and see me, and I'm just telling you to go heal yourself. Essentially, like that's how easy it actually is. Sure, you want to work with people to motivate you and to keep you on the right track, especially when you have got to that further stage down and disease is really affecting you. But if we have more self-awareness and we're aware of, my body's talking to me, rather than going, I've got a bloody headache again, and hating the body, your body's actually always got your back. It's telling you that, your brain's actually shrinking right now because you're dehydrated, or you've got too many heavy metals in your body, or you're thinking bad thoughts, whatever it is. Like, there are a lot of things. It is a process of elimination, but we can at least Google, we can follow professionals online, and then we can book a bloody appointment with a naturopath or a nutritionist. Like you don't have to do it all yourself. There is help there, but you do need to take responsibility for it. We can't keep giving away our power and expecting other people to heal us. We do have the resources, and the more you learn about the body, the more confident you get about understanding and knowing. You go see someone who can then set you a plan, who can see where you're at, all the things going wrong, and then you have the ability to follow it as you go and just check in. So
it's crazy to think, like I've never really given it thought, at least I don't think so, about when I have a pain or I have like a headache or I have some symptom that it's my body telling me something. Well, I do know that it's my body telling me something,
but we don't consciously.
But I don't consciously go, what am I deficient in? I go, I've got a headache. Jeez,
If you're suffering from any sort of illness or reoccurring symptom, whether it's a skin condition or whatever, first step is to just start loving that symptom straight up, being like, thank you, body. Like, you're awesome. Thanks for letting me know I'm really trashing myself right now. Because when we can change that energetically, then the body doesn't need to keep screaming at you. First of all, you've acknowledged it. I hear you. Thanks. Okay. I'm not just going to suppress you with a steroid cream or whatever. I'm going to start Googling the causes of eczema or whatever, and then start playing around with it. Maybe get help. But
I've got skin cancer now, so that's great. Yeah.
Obviously.
Perfect. Thanks, body.
Google's very dramatic, I know.
So,
But the more responsibility we can take for our own health, that's putting 10, 20 years longevity on your lifespan. I truly believe that.
Yeah.
We have become a nation where we just want someone else to fix it because we don't want to do the work, because you know what? Taking the time to stop and even Google your symptoms and start changing our diet or changing our lifestyle, it is annoying for most people. They don't want to do it.
Like you said, there's apps for everything though.
Yeah.
So we can rely on
exactly.
that.
Our phone can beep at us and tell us what to do.
Yeah.
So you basically got no excuse not to be healthy.
I need that one. Exactly. I'd love that one. Yeah, drink water, Johnny. Drink water.
There's an app for that.
Is there?
Yeah, you can download an app that'll basically beep up a reminder every time to drink a glass of water.
I'll delete that in 2 days.
Yeah.
My phone goes off enough. I don't need someone to tell me to drink water.
I know. And that's again, we're still giving away our power, expecting something. But you know what? If you're in a hole with your health, you've got to start somewhere.
Yep.
And that's the most important thing.
Starting's the hardest part.
Yep, but doing something's better than doing nothing. So don't condemn yourself and go, oh my God, that's it. I'm going to cut this out and I'm going to cut that out. I'm going to do this and go to the gym 5 days and I'm going to put yourself in this hectic regime that after a week you're going to fall off the wagon.
Yeah.
Start slowly.
I just see that so often, that starting with a hiss and a roar, and we've just gone through the first phase of it in New Year's.
Yeah.
Where people go, right, come New Year's, I'm into it.
Yeah, by the end of January, like, I'm over this year.
And I saw a thing the other day, a guy I follow, Isaac John, he put a thing there. February's now the time to double down on your strengths, because all the other people who weren't there for starters, they've gone now, because January's over.
Yeah.
Like, it's time to double down in February, because now you got to kick on, because you made it in January, now it's time to kick it up a level in February.
Yeah.
You say, like, because so many people fall off the wagon by the end of January. Like, it's been that month, that grace period, that honeymoon period is over.
Absolutely.
It's
that
probably the same
New
with
Year
health.
excitement.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
New
great.
Year, new me.
Yeah.
Need to February go, fuck, same old me. Fuck.
Damn, I'm still me.
12 months, 11 months, and I'm into it again. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just take it easy for the next 11 months.
Yeah, take it easy and hold out to January.
Well, all diets start on Mondays, right? So
that's true. Yep.
Yeah. So I get it.
I've started mixing it up. When I start something new, I'm trying like on a Thursday to try and trick my brain.
It's dangerous.
It's trying to trick my brain. It doesn't work. But I try to trick my brain. But no, that doesn't work.
Well, this is why.
Then I'm over it by Saturday.
And this is why I'm a big fan of, obviously, like having a health coach, someone to keep you accountable, someone to steer you in the right direction, someone, and we've got a coach for every element, business coaches, sporting coaches, PTs. Adopting a health coach isn't a stupid idea,
No. It's actually probably one of the best ideas.
Absolutely.
Because that's where it begins. Yeah. Everything begins like that.
Yeah. And if you don't have your health, well, you got nothing. It doesn't matter how much money you're making.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter like how hot your wife is. If you're dead, well, who cares?
Yeah. She's got all your shit and going on to someone else. Perfect. Yeah. So what's the most common out of all those stages, 1, 2, 3? What's the most common you see with people that come to you?
Most people are in stage 2 by the time they see me.
Yeah.
Because we've flirted with danger for stage 1, we can get away with it, right?
Yeah.
And people aren't aware.
I almost feel like stage 1 and 2 are not mutually exclusive. Like
you can cross from week to week. Absolutely.
Yeah, because stage 1 sounds like that. I sort of relate it to maybe the professional who maybe a small business owner or a business owner who's going, and then maybe stage 2 is more of like the person in maybe a menial job or a job that they don't necessarily love, or like in doing shift work, and it's not necessarily high stress, it's just poor self-love, maybe absolutely. I suppose you want to call it. So they almost seem like they're the same person. Does that sound right to you?
They're definitely we basically swing from stage 1 to stage 2 very easily. Some people could swing from month to month, some people could still swing from day to day. So your body does give you ample warning. Like your body does speak to you all the time. You think stage 1 is that hyper stage. You might be getting heart palpitations. You're a bit more go. You're a bit hyper. Stage 2, you're just tired. But you still can push on. But if you do,
you got to rely on discipline. And it's not always easy.
No.
I know that feeling. Maybe I'm stage 2. I'm classic stage 2. Okay. So what's the next stage? Next step is, like you said, straight into the a herbal. Yeah.
So first step is, you've got to get more nourishment out of your diet. So easiest, quickest ways, and I bang on about this all the time. I'm such a fan. Cold pressed juice. You can smash 8 serves of veggies in a glass of juice, a couple of pieces of fruit as well, and you'll get more nutritional value in that than the average person is getting in their day just by having a glass first thing in the morning. Right? And then people go, oh, but what about the sugar and there's no fibre? I'm like, you don't need fibre to survive. You need fibre to move your bowels, and if you're moving your bowels, then you got enough fibre. Don't stress it.
I don't need fibre. We're good to go.
We're good, yeah.
And if you're good to go, you're good to go.
So, forget about the freaking fibre. You can get fibre from so many other things, So, having a cold pressed juice is, to me, it's like my cheat. If I'm having my cheat night or I want pizza, which, at the moment it's once a week, I have a glass of juice as well. So I've still eaten more vegetables because of, your beetroot, your celery, your kale, your carrots, you put them all in there. And then I get to enjoy my pizza. That also helps my body to digest that pizza because we've got all these enzymes happening in there. We've got all this nutrition. I haven't robbed my body of any nutrition at all, so I don't wake up with that pizza hangover the next day. I've got to enjoy something, have a night off, so to speak, but it's pretty easy to just bang some veggies and fruit through a juicer. I believe every household should have a cold pressed juicer.
And so also mentally too, if you're having that juice with your pizza, you sort of You're giving yourself a bit of a get out, like you're not
to get out of jail free
because
card.
quite often if you haven't maybe not even earned that pizza, you know, you can sort of go,
I've been lazy this week, should we have it?
Sure, well, but you know, gotta have it. But you know, you have that pizza, you can almost go, well, look, I'm doing the right thing here as well. You certainly won't eat as much as you otherwise would have,
absolutely,
because it's a challenge. If you get given a big pizza, you've pretty much got to finish it.
Exactly. But if you smash a glass of juice,
if you're a red-blooded male, you must finish that pizza.
But if you smash a glass of juice, I dare you to finish the whole pizza, because you won't need it, because our satiety.
I can do it when I can. I'll do it.
I'll make the juice for you.
Yeah, do that.
Our satiety levels, as in how full we feel, is largely about meeting nutritional fullness.
Yep.
You know, we think it's about calories or portion size. That plays a part, but it's more about, oh no, I've got the nutrition. And so you see all these people on these diets where there's just no nutrition in it.
Yeah.
They're still hungry, you know, an hour later because their body's starving of nutrients.
Yeah.
So you're still getting those hunger signals.
Yeah. Because I notice as well when I'm full from eating a really good nutritious meal or even just a cold pressed juice, I'm like, I feel no different to if I had bad food.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel I actually feel better because I don't feel like because that's always playing in your mind, I ate that.
Yeah.
I know I ate that.
Oh, the guilt. We're so good at bashing ourselves up.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you've eaten that thing that's really good for you or drunken it or whatever.
Yeah, you want to be like high-fiving
like,
everyone.
Well, yeah, if I feel really, really good. I can just see how it's just people just getting these negative loops.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's all about momentum.
So cold pressed juice is a great place to just start.
Absolutely.
Every morning?
Look, daily, because it's easy to do, right? No excuse.
Yeah.
You know, sure, you can have your Sunday off if you want, but you get addicted to it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a hard thing. And we do cold press because cold press restores or saves a whole lot of the nutritional value of the fruit and veg in the way that it's extracted.
Yeah. It's actually nicer than blending it all up.
Yeah.
Like I've had this blended up. It just feels like it's a chore to drink, like a smoothie. You
just feel like you're trying to chew and swallow at the same time. Yeah. I'm all about lazy. Just swallow.
Good. Yeah. Perfect. Now, so cold pressed juice, how do you feel about the intermittent fasting side of things?
Yeah, it's great. Absolutely great. Amazing. But if you're in stage 2 adrenal exhaustion, your body's probably not going to enjoy it.
Yep.
Because it's stressing the body as well.
Yeah.
In the sense where we're fasting, it's making the body panic even more, like, oh my God, when's the nutrition coming in?
Yeah.
So amazing for you if you're in stage 1. If you're in stage 2 already, you may respond okay to it, but you may go, why the hell am I not losing weight? I'm doing this intermittent fasting thing and I'm
fat
not
storage,
losing any weight.
Because it's going, we're not eating.
Yeah.
You've got to store it. Yeah.
Yeah, and if your liver's sluggish on top of that, which, let's be real, 90% of the population's is.
Yep.
The liver is a major fat burning organ. So if your liver's sluggish and you're intermittent fasting and your body's like, I can't burn fat very effectively, so it's not going to tap into your stores.
Yeah.
It's just going to make you go, quick, crave, give me some carbs.
Yep. Right.
So you've got to be adrenally sound to do it well.
Yep.
But you could do 2 weeks of herbs and then be great to go for intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be a big deal and I can't do it. And your body will let you know. So if you're someone that intermittent fasts and you feel like death, or you're like, your blood sugars start to drop, you're headachy, you can't think properly, your body's basically having a meltdown. It's like, come on, can you just give me some calories here?
Because what about someone like me? I do a piece of cake.
Yeah.
Absolutely easy. Like I'll get to 3 o'clock sometimes and be like, I haven't eaten yet. And I don't even think about it. And it's not necessarily because I'm busy.
Yeah, okay.
It's just because I just...
Once you start the food account, then you can't stop?
Yeah, well then I'm going to smash like a cold pressed juice and a large pizza. Yeah. But I'm more than comfortable going, like quite often I'll just go to 1 o'clock just because I just don't remember.
Yeah.
I'll like start getting into what I'm doing and I'm busy and not like stressed.
Do you enjoy your work? Some days.
Well, that's a deeper.
Yeah.
That's a deeper issue altogether. Okay. But no, yes, I do. Like I'm
because that can play a role in it. Whether if you're happy and content in the moment, you're not searching for a pick me up.
Yeah, right.
Like cigarettes, like alcohol, like food, like sugar, like soft drink.
Yeah.
So that happiness and contentment.
We're getting deep now.
We are.
Ooh, okay, let's go.
That'll teach for bringing a woman into the studio.
Making me. You're the first woman. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
First woman on.
Yep. So
I was meant to say that at the start. I was going to let you know, but anyway, halfway through is fine.
Yep. All right. So there is that element to it. Yep. If we're content in our life, if we're on our life purpose, we don't need food like a drug.
Yeah.
There's like genetic factors. Some people's metabolisms just are better like that. I mean, if you look at the way we evolved, cavemen, we ate once a day.
Yeah.
So our body has the ability to do that, and this is why intermittent fasting is so good for us. It's taking us back to our roots. But Some people just feel better for eating small meals more regularly, and if that works for you, great.
Yeah.
But I am such a anyone who tells me that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, don't skip breakfast, I'm like, seriously, no, shut up.
Yeah.
I don't breakfast is not the most important meal of the day at all. It's a meal. And your body will tell you what's the most important meal of the day. It'll let you know when you're hungry. You should always eat breakfast when your body says, oh, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
And if that's 10 a.m. in the morning, great. If that's 7 a.m. in the morning, great, eat. But don't force yourself to eat breakfast because the man said it's 6 a.m. it's breakfast time. That's the worst thing you can do for your body. Because you're not listening to your body.
That is a common thing. Because I'm like that. I very rarely am hungry when I wake up. I don't wake up
your body's not ready to digest.
Yeah. And again, that comes back to listening to your body, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You'll get a hunger signal when it's time to eat.
Yeah.
And so, listen to your body. But so many people, they force themselves to eat just so they have something before they get out of home to get to work.
Yeah.
And then it's just their whole momentum of detoxing and cleansing and their elimination organs, filtering their body just gets stopped in its tracks.
Yeah.
You should be having, first thing as soon as you wake up, liter of water. Whack some lemon juice in it, liter of water. And people go, oh my God, a liter. It's 4 glasses. You can do it.
Yeah.
Stand at the sink, scull one, walk off, go to the toilet, come back, scull another one, walk off, go have your shower, come back. You can smash a litre in probably 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Easily. And that will just get the momentum going of really waking up your organs, getting your metabolism going, flushing your kidneys, helping everything out. That is the best start to the day.
Lemon water?
Yep. If you're into that stuff, great. Yep. I mean, look, there's a bit of controversy around lemon water. It alkalizes the body, but the mechanism in which it does that is lemon's acidic, right? So the acidity that it puts in your body forces your pancreas to secrete a whole lot of enzymes, buffering enzymes, which then alkalize the body. So some people believe that that's actually putting more stress on the body than it needs to. But if you're nutritionally sound and you're having a cold pressed juice every day, your organs have the vitality and the ability to do that. Yeah. So
start with water.
Start with water.
First off, maybe, rather than start to add lemon later.
Yeah.
If you can.
Some people hate the taste of water.
Yeah.
Which blows my mind, but that's okay. If you're a weirdo, that's fine. Put some lemon.
I don't understand that either.
Yeah, there's this rage where people put essential oils in their water now too.
Oh, sounds awful.
It is. Well, I don't think it's great, but don't let me. I don't want to say the wrong thing.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to ingest.
Cut what you need to.
Yeah.
If you need to.
We weren't supposed to ingest essential oils. They're very, 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 very concentrated.
Yeah.
They're amazing for. I'm all about that. Breathing it in and all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, put them on your skin, diluted, great, but don't drink them.
Don't drink them. Yeah. What about vitamin C?
Yeah, vitamin C is great. There's so many. You can't go wrong with vitamin C.
Yeah. You pretty much can't overdose on vitamin C, can you?
No.
What overdose? You just end up with some diarrhea or something.
Your body will just eliminate it because it's a water-soluble vitamin. So your body can't store it. So you only run into trouble with fat-soluble vitamins because your body will just keep putting them in your liver and in your fat stores. Yeah. And that can be toxic. But B vitamins, vitamin C, your body will just shit it out essentially.
Because with vitamin C, I heard that it was I read an article a little while ago about it being like a natural antihistamine.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. Mast cell stabilizer.
Yeah, so if you're someone who suffers like hay fever and things like that, you could punch
sinus headaches.
Yep.
Just smash it. If your immune system, it's actually really good for the adrenals as well.
Yep.
So another thing, you should have a good quality vitamin C powder.
It's like a wonder drug, isn't it? Really, vitamin C.
Absolutely. Some very intelligent doctors will intravenously put people into their body, like in drips and stuff like that.
Really? Because can't you get vitamin C shots? Or was that vitamin B?
Vitamin B.
Vitamin B.
I'm sure someone's injecting it somewhere, but
someone's injecting something somewhere. Yeah.
But essentially, I mean, it's expensive to go have it put on intravenous, but you can get cheap vitamin C supplements. You know, I'm not about necessarily just buying cheap, nasty stuff, but when it comes to vitamin C, you can't go wrong. You can't just do anything. You know, yes, you can lash out and go like your liposomal Cs. These are like lipid soluble ones that they've created. They're great. Yep. Grab them if you can. But if you get your good old calcium ascorbate, sodium ascorbate, ascorbic acid, cheap, your body's going to love it.
Okay.
And
we'll put a link in the show notes to your website so people can people can go and check these things out.
Also available in a nice citrus flavour.
Okay, good.
But you know what? Cold pressed juice. Do you know how much vitamin C is in a cold pressed juice?
Plenty.
Absolutely, heaps. Like probably more. And
more than a daily requirement. Because there's no daily requirement. Is that what you're saying?
There's no such thing as too much. Yeah. Okay. When it comes to, and this is what the difference. If you look at a synthetically produced vitamin C, like an ascorbic acid that they've created in a lab, it's not dangerous, not bad for you, but it's still synthetically produced. You look at juice from an orange, there may be less vitamin C in that orange than what you could get in a 1,000 milligram tablet, but your body needs to do nothing to absorb it. The bioavailability of that form of vitamin C just goes straight in, and it's also in with all its synergistic nutrition in that orange. Yeah. So all food was made perfectly, all food in nature was made perfectly. Yeah. So it's got all those synergistic nutrients to help your body and heal everything. So and if you take that 1,000 milligram tablet or powder, you're still going to get benefit, but you'll waste a lot of it because your body's kind of like, it's kind of like putting a square plug in a round hole. Yeah. It's just not quite as good as the real thing. Yeah. But then there's nothing wrong. So I don't personally supplement with vitamin C every day. I just have my cold pressed juice. Yeah. If I was run down, overdoing it, and my adrenals were starting to let me know that I was, burning the candle at both ends, as my mother would say, I would maybe take some vitamin C extra. Yeah. I don't take it daily. Yeah. If you're someone with a compromised immune system, take it daily and do the juice. Yep. Like just give your body what it wants.
See, juice it just seems like it's just such a good place to start, and something that's going to get give you that kick in the butt that you probably need.
Especially if you have kids. If you have kids, getting them in that habit, and you'll set them up for life. Like I honestly believe it's a big call, I know, but I'm willing to put it out there. If you're juicing daily, you're going to add 10, 20 years onto your life.
Really?
Absolutely, because your organs are being regenerated and nourished every single day. Disease occurs in toxicity and nutritional deficiency, two primary causes of disease. And not only does juice give you energy, it floods every single cell in your body. Your cells are the building blocks of your body. Yeah. Cellular health is so important, and your cells, they catalyze everything that goes on in your body. So if they're depleted, like you got no, it's like driving a car without fuel. Like it just doesn't work.
Yeah, so when you put it simply like that, it's sort of like, why wouldn't you be doing it? Yeah. Yeah, but people just don't know. And then
don't be surprised, like by adding just a juice into your life. If you do one thing only, we've only banged on about this, so you've got no other suggestions for you right now. Know, but if you do this only, like
Are you selling a juicer?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, okay, good.
If you do that, like weight loss will start to happen because your adrenals will be like, yay, like I can breathe again, and your skin will improve, your energy will improve, mental clarity and like concentration will improve. Like it has such a profound snowball effect on the body.
Juice. Straight away. Well, I think there's juice in my fridge. I'll be into it in the morning.
Look out.
Yeah, I know, straight away. So we go, because we've got a lot of we've male listeners, female listeners, lots of people who sort of it appeals to. Lots of guys are tradies. Yep. Listen to it. That's all the guys get feedback from, hey, and that's why I like to try and...
Yeah, what's doable with their lifestyle.
Yeah, like what's going to fit in, because, that litre of water, so you're talking about people who are predominantly early risers. Yeah. You got to be up early, got to be on site. Yeah. So is it something where you go, right, well, wake up, have that litre of water while you're getting ready. If you don't want breakfast, don't have breakfast. Yeah. But then take your cold pressed juice in your Smoko bag. Yeah. Get ready, and then when you want that, you can have it, because everybody can, everybody's got access to that. Yeah. But I think with trades too, and quite a few of the trades, you get, and like you said before, you smash breakfast because your next time you can eat isn't probably till 10:30, depending on what your workload's like or the job you're in. Yeah. So that structure of your life sometimes dictates how you can eat, and then also what your body's used to sticking to.
Yeah, and you know what? That period of change is going to be uncomfortable. You just have to suck that up a little bit to a degree. Like your body.
But a tough talk.
Yeah, like, come on, man, like. You just, because you are going to go through a period of even if you're starting your day with this, what do you guys do? Sausage rolls and pies and stuff?
Not me. I generally just start with a cold pressed juice.
I thought so. I could tell.
And a light lunch salad.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
You're amazing.
No, it's whatever. It's I don't know. Like that's got such a varied diet, but
absolutely.
I mean that's such a traditional.
Yeah, I'm being a bit of a smart.
Yeah, it's a cliche. It's a cliche, but it's probably true though. Yeah.
Because Smoko vans, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And there's very little that would, appeal to those people. Yeah, and those who are really mindful of their health will pack their lunch and don't need those.
Yeah, exactly. So they're already on the train.
And that's the prep thing. That is the hard thing to deal with, because it's another, like you said, we started at the very start. It's the lazy option, because it's hard to make your lunch. Yeah. And get up that extra half hour early, make sure you got all your nutritionist meals, or spend that 2.5 hours on a Sunday prepping for the week. Yeah. It's not easy. You want to be relaxing.
And it's not easy in the beginning at all. Like I totally get that. Once you start doing it and get the momentum, it becomes second nature. It becomes just something you do on autopilot, and it doesn't become that hard. Yeah. But that beginning stage is going to be uncomfortable. And your old brain patterns are going to be like, no, let's just do what we've always done. Yeah. But if we always do what we've always done, we'll have what we've always had, right? It won't change.
Exactly, yeah.
So that's growth, right? It's uncomfortable. Getting out of that comfort zone in the beginning. And it's just, if you're happy with if you're loving what you're seeing in the mirror right now, don't make any changes. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. And I think that's what speaks to a lot of people. If you're not, then you're not. Then go for it. Change something.
Yeah, but look, I mean, we just, and I like to point these things out because you have a responsibility to yourself, but you also have a responsibility to your partner. You know, if you're eating a shit diet, you're going to be in a shitty mood. It's just the way it is. Your temper is going to be shorter. You're not going to have any energy to spend quality time with them. So you start putting better quality food into your life, your relationship's actually going to improve.
Yeah.
You know, so...
And your kids as well, you know. Your
absolutely.
Kids, you have more energy for them. You have more time. You're teaching them good habits. Like my daughter loves making cold pressed juices. Yeah. She thinks it's the best thing ever.
Yep.
All I have to do is cut it up and I just leave it to it.
Perfect.
She feeds it all down and then gets
kids
it all done.
Kids are great for those sorts of things.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tasks.
Yep.
Nice tasks can get into too. When I can get her to cut and peel, I'm done. I have them every day. That's the way it goes.
That's it. You just need a child.
Yeah.
But no, the point is, there is a way to do everything.
Yep.
We could all sit here and make excuses. Yeah, it's going to be hard, but you've just got to go sit down and go, okay, how can I make this work for me?
Yep.
And you know, give yourself one new thing.
Yep.
If you're going to overwhelm yourself and go, that's too hard, I can't do this, can't do that, pick one thing that you can do.
Yeah.
And then just get good at that and make that become easy and then choose something new.
And it begins and ends with you.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Like, it's powerful.
Scary. So with adrenal, what are some other symptoms you can find? Like adrenal fatigue is a big one.
Yeah.
Like your body talks to you, so we've got to pay attention to that.
Yeah.
We've got to try and put those good habits in place.
Mm-hmm.
What moves on from there? Is that when you start to really tighten the screws on from there, consulting someone like yourself?
Yeah. Look,
or Google, you can tighten the screws and start to get it fine tuned, and then. Absolutely.
Look, it depends on what stage of adrenal depletion or health status you're at, whether you're going to employ someone to help you straight up or not. Like if you're just kind of, you know, still getting a headache here and there, or maybe just starting to like put a bit of weight, you can potentially do it on your own. But if you've already moved through where you've moved down that choice sliding door moment of taking prescription medication for something, then you potentially need some help and some guidance.
Yeah. Because do you find a lot of people will go, like I'm probably a little bit guilty of it, where I'll go, my diet might not be great, but I'll buy all the supplements.
Yeah.
And my diet's still shit. So those supplements are almost, I'm just buying expensive wee.
Yeah.
You know, like it's pointless.
There's a for and against for that. Absolutely. Yeah. You're costing yourself a whole lot more money and you're not taking real responsibility for your diet. Not great. But you know what? If you weren't taking those supplements and you just had a crap diet, you would be worse off. Yeah. So they're probably at least filling a few holes.
Yeah, but not, But
essentially you want to clean up your diet a little bit better. That would be...
And then you can start adding that, you could add this will make you better, this will make you better.
But you know what? If you're tired and already down on your luck and already in a bad momentum, if taking a supplement is the easiest thing for you to do in the short term, then do that, because that can make you feel a little bit better. Then you might have a bit more energy and motivation to change the diet. Yeah. It just depends on the individual. But supplementing really is a quick fix. Yeah. To a degree. It's time and a place for it, absolutely. But if you're just relying on supplements for the rest of your life and still not taking that responsibility, still not making the changes, you're still putting a Band-Aid over a bigger problem underneath that's going to catch up eventually. Band-Aid over a stab wound. Yeah. So, and also it can be used, like if you've got a good nutritional diet, supplements can be used to just, hey, we're just going to fill that gap there. Yeah. We fill that gap there. Yeah. We're a little bit deficient here. Like, you know, I like people to live by the 80-20 rule. Yeah. I mean, if you're already chronically ill, you may need to tighten up on your diet in the beginning to get that healing happening. But for the average person, eat good 80% of the time. 20% of the time, you can have your cheat meals. You can enjoy your takeaway or whatever your things that you do, because you do that because you're doing it to be social potentially, or it's that the other elements to eating those foods. But you know, if your diet's 80% bad, 20% good, eventually your body's going to hate you. So what made you get into naturopath? Is it how do you say it? Naturopathy or naturopathy? I say something different each time, to be honest with you. Right. So I don't want to offend all those naturopaths out there who are saying this Tulsa trying to say it correctly. No, it's fine. I roll with anything. So that's an interesting one, because I don't really know how I got into it. I was just going to be a teacher because my mum's a teacher and my older sister's teachers. But then I went to a careers expo day, and some lady just handed me a flyer for the Australian College of Natural Medicine. I was just like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. this was like a month before we had to put in our preferences for uni.
Yeah.
And I went home that day and I was like, Mum and Dad, I want to do this, I want to become a naturopath. They're like, oh, awesome, Stace. What's a naturopath? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just was divinely guided, I think. Yeah. And I've never looked back since. So
that's cool.
It is cool because you do hear people who are like, I hate my job, I hate this. And I'm like, I freaking love my job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it, isn't it? Yeah. About being passionate about it, is loving what you do every day.
Yeah.
And it doesn't become work.
Yeah.
You just put your time and effort into it.
Yeah.
That's a struggle. That's a tough place to be in if you don't.
And it's a big issue for a lot of people. And that's what I touched on earlier, following your purpose.
Yeah.
Like you've got to at least be in line with it, or your soul's essentially going to be going, I'm tired, I'm bored, I'm sick of this. And sometimes we manifest illness just to change the course of our life direction.
Well, because you hear a lot of people who do that, they get ill and then they think, they see that there's a finite life.
And look at cancer, it's a wake-up call. If it doesn't get you, it's at least makes you change a lot of things about your life, right?
Change tack straight away.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
and
scary.
that's an example of the body just screaming out for your attention.
Yeah.
Cancer doesn't just happen overnight, and you might feel like it did, but it was going on in the background for a really long time, and you were getting signals about, your energy levels, or getting sick frequently, or having different things in your body that was warning you to go, we're not real happy here. But eventually, if you're like, you're not listening, well, that's what happens.
Yeah. It's just going to keep screaming. It's going to manifest itself in something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. That speaks a lot to me. Like I knew that my body told me things, but I guess I didn't really take it seriously.
Yeah.
I didn't think.
Yeah, we haven't had some crazy naturopath lady explain it to you. Obviously.
Yeah, well, exactly. But you don't necessarily. Sometimes you probably fall in the trap of not trusting your own mind.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because we are in a world that's dominated by the pharmaceutical industry, and that's kind of what you do, and you take and you do that, and you listen to the doctor, right? And there's a time and a place for that. Absolutely, But the long game is self-responsibility. Yeah. And if we're not taking responsibility for ourselves, who else is going to?
I can't remember the last time I had antibiotics.
That's awesome.
Mainly because every time I get sick, my wife just hands me a whole bunch of
flu bomb,
God knows what, and I just take it because I trust her, obviously.
But that's what everyone should be doing because look, we're not going to bang on about antibiotics here, but we know that they're not good for us in the long run. Yep. They're full of heavy metals. They completely destroy your gut microbiome. Yep. They weaken your immune system. So you take the antibiotics, guarantee you 4 weeks later, 6 weeks later, you're going to have a cold again. Yeah. And then eventually, let's just cut the tonsils out. Actually, you should have just supported the immune system in the beginning. Yeah. And so cutting out, I guess like you said, you cut out an organ, and then gallbladder is a classic example. I was having gallbladder pain, so we just cut it out. Well, that disease is going to manifest somewhere else in your body. So same as women and uteruses. We'll just cut it out. I don't need it anymore. Well, that's, the disease hasn't actually gone away. You've removed one organ, your body will find another organ to speak to you through. Yeah. And it's not that your body's punishing you. Your body's trying to keep you alive. Yeah. Like it's showing you symptoms. It's showing you that it's struggling. It wants you to make a change. It's just saying, help me out here.
And that's crazy because I guess, like you said, you could rabbit on about the commercial pharmaceutical industry, but the antibiotics, I just feel like there's like the cliche doctor you go to. And for me, it was a bit of a when I had a problem with my chest and my heart. I went to the same doctor, and he kept just sending me away. Yeah. And then I finally said, the third time, right, I'm done with this guy. He just keeps sending me away. I was like, there's something wrong here, and I do not know what it is. But this guy's saying, pretty much calling me full of shit. Yeah. And so I went to another doctor, whole doctor surgery. Yeah. And I called in, made an appointment, went there, sat down. And the next doctor who saw me was the same doctor, but he was relieving at this place.
Oh my God.
I was like, I just can't escape this bloke. And so this was the fourth time I seen him, and I just looked at him. I didn't even go into the surgery. I said, no, we're done. And I just walked out, left the place, then went to, I think that night we went somewhere else, and they sent me straight to hospital. Oh, and then God. Within a little while I was in hospital. Yeah. They thought I was having a heart attack. Oh, anyway, it snowballed. Look, but I just got so disgruntled by it. I was like, it's like you ask me these cookie cutter questions, and I'm answering them. One size fits all. And he prescribed me antibiotics. I had prescriptions for antibiotics for all 3 of those times. Yeah. And they didn't do a thing. Yeah. Actually, that was probably the last time I had them. Yeah. Because I ended up going on a strong steroid. Anyway, I don't know what it was. But it was nervous, and I was like, and that sort of just made me really disgruntled with the whole system.
Yeah, and doctors are humans too. They can make mistakes, and I'm not about bashing the medical industry because we need them. You know, the medical industry, pharmaceuticals will save your lives in emergencies. Yeah. There's great definitely things. But we have become reliant on them to the point that we're being lazy, not taking responsibility for healing our body and supporting our body. We just want a drug to fix
100%,
us.
yeah.
And that's the danger.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, see your doctors and your emergency services when you have an acute problem that's life-threatening.
Yeah.
See your doctors for investigations, examinations, diagnosis. Don't necessarily use their treatment protocols.
Yeah.
You know, like seek an alternative, holistic approach.
Because for one of those,
for healing.
You could probably, I don't know what the percentages would be, 'cause there's obviously no way of knowing, but probably 70-80% of the fact that they go there could have been fixed before you even went there, just with some looking after yourself a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I know people in my life who they'll go straight to the doctor, straight in a course of steroids.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, and that didn't work, so we've got another course of steroids. Meanwhile, still eating like shit and not nourishing yourself in the background. I mean, I'm talking like I'm this kingpin of nourishing. Yeah. I'm not, but I see it.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
well, you're one step ahead if you're aware of it. But this, when you go in and you take a steroid or an antibiotic, you actually just suppress that disease into deeper tissue, into the organ. And then... So you're not actually doing yourselves any favours at all. Like I said, if you're about to die of a life-threatening lung infection, take the bloody antibiotics. Yeah. You know, I'm not saying...
Do what you got to do. Yeah, absolutely.
But if you're getting a chest infection every winter, 2 times a year, and you're just going back for those same antibiotics every single year without changing your diet or just adding some herbs, supplements... you can build your immune system and prevent that altogether. Yeah. And a natural flu bomb, for example, get yourself, if you're getting sick, you're going to stink, you're not going to like me, but fresh clove of garlic, teaspoon of Manuka honey, mix that together, take that 3 times a day. That's more powerful than a natural antibiotic. You're going to stink like garlic at your pores. Do that for 2-3 days, so you won't have to take the antibiotics, and that'll shift an infection off the chest. Yep. So people just don't want to do the inconvenient things, essentially. Oh, but not even that. People don't actually even know about these things.
Yeah, see, it's first I've heard of that. So
yeah, but that's the thing. Like let's just go to the doctor, and it's just there needs to be more awareness about this.
And I guess with children as well, like you just want them to be better. Yeah. And the best thing to do is take them to the doctor and seek professional help, which is absolutely you should do. Yep. But I feel like some of them can be rectified by something.
Mate,
a little bit more.
If you're a parent. If you're a human, actually, make it your priority to do what you need to do right now to find out, your first aid kit at home. Yep. Have a little protocol there. Have some herbs in the cupboard, natural pain reliefs, natural things to bring down temperatures, natural things to fight infections. Herbs. Echinacea, vitamin C, zinc. There's easy to get. Chemists, health food stores, like they're not hard. You can even use foods if you're a real foodie person. You can use essential oils. That's one time it is okay to take essential oils internally, like as a medicine, not as a daily thing. Have these protocols there, and then when the first sign of sickness, you've got your go-to. Yeah, because
you'll notice it in your kids.
Yeah, and then you don't need to go down the antibiotic track that's just weakening you and wrecking your gut.
Do you think that the word alternative has a negative connotation?
I don't like it. Yep, I don't like it. I know I said it before. I was like, damn it, I said it.
That's not a word you like to use.
It's not a word I like to use at all. Yeah. Because
I was just thinking about that as well. I was like, whenever you say the word alternative, it's like you're against what the traditional is.
Exactly, and that's what I don't like about it, because it's not them versus us. We have 2 completely different skill sets, and if we work together, we could have better outcomes for people together. Yeah, but it's become this them versus us mentality, and like I get letters off local GPs all the time abusing me and telling me to stop referring my clients for wasting Medicare's money, because I'm like, go to see your doctor and just get your B12 tested and your testosterone levels tested and all these tested, and they hate me for it. But I'm like, I just want to get to the truth. Let's find out what's going on with these people. Yeah. Whereas the GP might, well, no, we'll just give them a steroid or we'll just give them an antibiotic. I'm like, no, let's dive a bit deeper. But naturopathically, we're not covered by Medicare. Yeah. So I can refer people for all these tests, but it'll cost them $300-400. Yeah. Go through your doctor if he's happy to bulk bill you, good. But
why not? Like, I don't understand why you can't seek that sort of...
and that's where I get frustrated, because they think that I'm wasting people. So no, I'm actually just trying to get to the bottom, to look at the system holistic and find out where are the holes so we can fix the holes. So when we're talking alternative, it implies something different, and it shouldn't be. A complementary I like. Yeah. Holistic I go with, though.
You could almost email back or send a letter back saying, hey, I'm more than willing to accept and I told you so email or letter from you when what I do doesn't work correctly, and they have to come to you and then you prescribe what's required. 100% I'll take I told you so.
Absolutely.
But until then, shut your yapper.
I know.
Because it's like,
But look, they're obviously under pressure from Medicare. Yeah. Money, so it's not just that, but it's like more money should be going into prevention.
Yeah, big time. Yeah. Well, but that's every industry, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
with the antibiotics, I know that antibiotics can cause havoc on your gut health.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Gut health is another big thing that I've identified.
That's a whole nother podcast, man.
Yeah, that I've identified about, like, you got the adrenals, just briefly.
Yeah.
What is something you can do to help with that gut health? You know, like, first of all, how do you know that you have bad gut health?
You're farting a lot.
Yep.
You got lots of pains in the stomach. You're bloated.
Right, yeah, okay.
Tick.
Good. Yeah.
Tick. Well, low energy. Brain fog's a big one.
Yeah.
They're your classic things.
Yeah. So you've got to fix your brain.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. Because these beneficial bacteria that we're supposed to have in our digestive tract, most of them live in the colon. They communicate with cells.
Yep.
They're constantly communicating, sending to different signaling. So if you don't have very good bacteria in your gut, your brain's not getting the signals it needs to. Your organs aren't getting the signals it's needing to. They're highly involved in the immune system as well. Is
your gut considered an organ?
Yeah. But when we talk about the gut, people think, it's just your gut.
Yeah.
But it's more. It's like the whole digestive system element.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, it's not a crude word. Like, the gut is actually a medical term.
Oh, because when I thought of gut, maybe I'm getting it confusing. Because when I think gut, I think like the vessel in which your food goes to.
Yeah, well, but the food goes to all of those parts.
Does it?
You know, like, so when we talk about gut health, 70% of your healthy bacteria actually resides in the colon. So it's kind of like your gastrointestinal tract.
Okay, yep.
Is kind of a more technical term, really. That includes, like, your mouth through to the anus, that whole thing. But you know, you see probiotics are probably one of the most self-prescribed supplements, and that's you wasting your time and money, because if you've got bad bacteria overgrown in there, which most people do, especially if you've had antibiotics at any point, especially if you've got a diet that's crap, especially if you're drinking a lot of sugar, coffee, alcohol, you will be killing the good bacteria, so you get all this bad stuff growing up. You know, SIBO is a big thing at the moment, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. And that'll cause all those symptoms I was talking about before as well. And so we go and put a probiotic in, and it's like throwing a midget in the ring with 6 muscly guys. Like, there's no hope. It's not going to get in there and colonize and breed up and create beneficial bacteria for you. You've got to kill the nasty bacteria first.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you've got a coating on your tongue, if you're really gassy, burping, bloating, cramping, changes to your bowel motions, you're going to have bad bacteria in your gut. You've got to get rid of it first. And that's where people go wrong.
I can see. It's a whole other thing, because, like, the gut health, you look at it and, like, so what would be just like a fast way to go? Like, you just back to the juices. That's absolutely all going to help everything.
Absolutely, because look, we can have resistant infections going on in the body, and they need antimicrobial treatment. And there's heaps available to you. Again, those things like, you know, wormwood, cloves, garlic, even something you can just have. That they're going to the antimicrobial. They're going to start fighting that bad bacteria in there.
Yeah.
In the beginning, you're going to get a die-off effect. The problem is people start these things doing the right thing, then they start feeling more bloated in the short term, and then they quit because it didn't work. And if they go and put a probiotic in as well, quite often that adding a probiotic in, like the good guy, basically just feeds the bad guys, and then they get all pumped up and you produce even more gas. So it's just the wrong step. You've got to do the antimicrobial first.
Yep.
I do recommend, probably this is one situation where you should adopt some help. Even just once off, they can set you a protocol, show you how to do it, and then you can repeat it, you know, once a year, every 2 years, if you're prone to that. And we're all prone to that, because stress will knock out your good bacteria. Yeah. The oral contraceptive pill will knock out good, you know, bad diet, all those sorts of things. So a lot of things are working against our gut bacteria, but it's really important for your immune system and your nervous system, depression, all those things. Yeah.
It feels like your body, it's almost impossible to get it perfect.
You know what? I hate to say that, but yeah, kinda. Yeah. It's not impossible, but it takes work.
Because day to day. Like a day to day thing.
Well, it's not impossible. Let's scrap that, actually. I'm not going with that. It takes work to be healthy in this day and age. Yeah. You know, we sort of think, oh, well, I should just be healthy just because. No, you have to work at your health. Yeah. And that's because of a lot of things that go on in society and things that we probably won't start that.
Yes, another one again.
Fluoride in the water, you know, a lot of things. So, but you have to make health a priority, essentially. If you want to be here, stick around for a long time.
If you want to be here, and if you want to get the most out of what it is you do, anything you do, you've got to make that a massive priority. Yeah. Well, it's been very enlightening, Stacey.
Got down a few rabbit holes.
I've got some homework to do when I get home. I've got all sorts of herbs, and I'm going to invest in some Chinese medicine. Yep. Oh, as long as it's not that virus they brought over.
Oh, yep.
which is scary in of itself. But so if you want to boost, you got a book?
Yes, I've written a book. So my business is Balance Babes. So I do a lot of work with women. I do work with men as well, though. So it's really about just helping you get in tune with your body. All these things we've chatted about, teaching you how to listen to the body, then giving you the protocols. I wrote the book, Balance Babes, self-titled, Every Woman's Guide to Hormone Harmony. But in all honesty, men could read it and get just as much out of it.
Yeah.
It takes you through the 7-step hormone healing system that basically you have a very, very specific protocol for healing the gut, like we just said.
Yep.
So it talks you through all the herbs, everything you need to do. So the 7 steps, just to run through them very quickly, address the adrenals first off.
Yep.
No point doing anything with your health unless you address them first. Number 2, cleanse the colon. Number 3, eradicate that infection that's going on in the gut. Number 4 is love the liver, detox the liver, heal the gut. Then nail nutrition, so finding out what the right diet is for you. So a lot of steps to do that. And then the final...
So that's the 6th.
That's the 6th step.
There's 5 things to do before you even start to look at your diet.
Yeah. And then the 7th is what we call emotional evolution. It's looking at the emotional elements behind your stresses, your thought processes, your belief systems, your values, and how they're potentially not serving you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have you done an audiobook yet?
No, but it's on the to-do list. But I hate my voice.
Well, after this, you've spoken for over an hour.
Well, I have no trouble speaking.
So how long is an audiobook? Or you listen to that?
I don't know how long might it go for. Look, it's an easy read, and I wrote this book for all age spans. So a lot of women go, "Oh, menopause, I don't have hormones anymore." No, read the book. It'll still benefit from you. Teenage girls, in particular, read the book. Like, if we can get them understanding their body and their periods and their hormones from that young age, it'll change the entire course of their life. I truly believe that.
And just people in general, just have a look.
Buy it for your wife. And then have a flick through
Peruse it when she's not around.
The second part where the 7 steps.
Awesome. And then obviously your website.
Yeah.
On your social media.
Yeah, balancebabes.com.au. Stacy Foat _balancebabes. I'm everywhere. You'll find me.
You're everywhere. You'll find
just Google
Stacy
that
Foat.
shit.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you so much for coming in.
No worries. Thanks
Appreciate
for having
it.
me.